Yes, perfect. Hello, how
We're
are you?
live.
Hello.
We're live. So, very nice to see you. How is everyone?
Awesome, thank you.
All fine. Thank you. Excited.
Shamela, you're a new face. Where are you from?
I'm from Cape Town, Giovanni, in South Africa.
Wow,
Belinda's old hometown.
Yeah,
nice. Belinda, where are you from in South Africa?
I'm also from Cape Town. Shamila and I were besties in Cape Town, so it's nice to have her on screen sharing the fun today.
Excellent. Wow. Okay. So, what is the program for today? What are you going to show us?
We're making cards. So Shamila's making a tunnel card, and I'm going to make a collapsible box card.
Nice. Very
Something
nice.
different.
Okay, we're already having our usual friends coming in from. Where is everyone from? Please let us know in the comments. Where are you from?
Well, I know
Okay.
Clive Orpit's from America.
Let's see. Hi,
See,
Sue. We see Sue.
I don't.
to
I am.
hello, Lady Vagabond. Okay. Norway. Okay.
Somewhere.
So I have a little announcement to make today.
Very
Do you
excited.
want to get ready for the live and I do the announcement?
That would be perfect.
Okay. So see you soon. Let
We'll
me.
change our
Thank
cameras
you.
around while you announce.
Excellent. Okay. So we had a YouTube hop, and we just got the list of the winners, chosen randomly. And now I have to pronounce all of these. Omar made sure not to have to go through reading all the names with the worst accent possible. So, number one is Agnieszka Safranska. Agnieszka, good job. Send us your details and we'll send you the pizza. Then we had Katerina Christakis Piru, Sally Haley, Tineke Joran Hardembo, and Patrizia Luciana. We're going to put in the comments everyone who won. Congratulations, guys, girls, actually, and let us know where we can send all the materials to. I see that in the back they're creating all the background. I always love to see Belinda's organization. It's always so neat and perfect. And Shamela's is too. Perfect. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. I see Vincenza, Katarzyna, Anna. All right. Very well. Meanwhile, let me tell you about next week. We're going to announce all the meetings also on Monday, but just to let you know that we have already a lot of stuff on the way. On Monday, we're going to have me and Rado for the Stamperia Cafe. Pizza time, we're going to have fun. Well, what happened to Rado's job? It's a much larger than usual. Okay, so excellent. We can't wait to see you there. Then we have on Tuesday, what's happening here? We have the Valentine edition of Monica and Omar, Love is in the Air. Then Wednesday for the lab, it's the extravaganza, the mixed media extravaganza with Belinda, Olga, and Omar. I really like this picture. Finally, you can all see the Amazon collection. It looks great. And this is Christina presenting her design team. Congratulations to the Three Souls by Christina Erdogan. And then on Friday, we have Monte showing how to make a project of scrapbooking. Good. So I've done my job. I can go on to next thing, and I live in good hands. Belinda, how are we doing?
Awesome. We are perfect, thanks. So I've got everything ready here to explain to everybody, and I think Shamila's ready to go. So I think you can leave us unsupervised for a bit if you want.
I forgot. Omar told me. Remember, you have to tell everybody what's happening tomorrow, and it's the only one I didn't tell anyone. Okay. Tomorrow we have Sarah Kubendas showing the Alice album. Okay, good. And on Saturday, it's Monica Marinini in Italian. You all want to hear Italian? It's the most beautiful language in the world. Check it out. Saturday, all in Italian with Monica Marinini.
Awesome.
Okay, good. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Have a good day.
Okay, so it's down to the two of us. Yay!
Hi.
We do have an echo, people. I've seen people in the comments saying that we have an echo. I don't know why we have an echo. I'm going to try and put headphones in and see if that removes the echo.
Is it
Otherwise,
mine?
it could be yours. Okay, let's put the headphones in. Is that better?
Is there still an echo?
Okay, headphones. Have I got them? It doesn't help if I stick them in the wrong ears. Left and right. How is that? Is that better? Now I can't hear anything at all. Okay,
I'm trying to figure out which way the screen works.
Okay, you're fine. I think we've lost the echo. I think the problem was me.
Okay.
Right. Are you ready, Shamela?
I'm ready. You go ahead and tell everyone what you're going to do, and then I'll follow on.
Perfect. So what I have done is I have pre-stamped using my stamp set that I've got here from Lady Vagabond. And I'm trying not to get too much, shiny things cause screen reflections. So this is, there will be after the live, like Omar has been putting up after every live, there will be a list of products used. So don't panic if you can't write it down or can't remember what we've said. There will be the usual graphic that will be posted on Stamperia with the codes. But just so that you know, this is stamp set WTKCC190. And I have already pre-prepared some stamped items. And I wanted to show you that traditionally stampers work on white paper and then color things in. But what I've started doing is stamping on, and this is of course from another stamp set, but I just happen to have all the colors here. I've started stamping on a rainbow of different colors and fussy cutting them. And for those of you who know me well, no, I didn't fussy cut these myself. I have a brother scan and cut, so I put it through there. And here's some more colors that escaped from my pile.
Of course, they had
my
to
pile
be a pink one.
Of course, I have a pink one. Yes, wouldn't be me without my pink. Because today I have got the house, my flying house, stamped on yellow cardstock. And I have then stamped on some leftovers from the Lady Vagabond paper range, the 12 by 12 with the, also funny enough, the flying house. So I've used some of the leftovers, but you'll notice that I've cut off the wings. So I'm going to be using the wings of the second stamped image to get some extra color in there. So you don't always have to actually color everything. You can use colored paper. So I've got some spare ones here. And then I have, this is the last piece of this chipboard that I haven't used. It says wings to fly. Oops, now I've poked that back in there. It doesn't want to come back out. So that, all the rest has been used on another project. I'm going to be using this piece. And then I am using the small 8x8 Lady Vagabond paper to get the last sheet from it that I have fussy cut the lady and a few other items from to put in my box card. So that is what I've used, and then I have also used some of these gears from and Tony's grey board sheet. And I will be using the Lady Vagabond 12 by 12 sheet. So here, I don't know if people know that the papers also come, there are 6 loose card sheets of paper, printed paper for the 12 by 12. And they have their own little codes, and this one is SBD 762. And I will only be using 1 sheet, but it's a bit like a cooking show, so that you guys are not sitting here watching everything forever. I have done some pre-preparation, and I know that Shamela has done as well. So I'm using that. And then what you will also find, Gabriella has got both the PDFs from myself and from Shamela for you to be able to work with online once the show is over today. So that is what we are going to be doing. So mine will be a collapsible box card. Let's hear from you, Shamela. What are you going to be doing today? What are you using?
Time, so I have not been as prepared as Belinda with all the codes and everything. So my apologies. I'll do better next time. But what I do have is my pre-cut sheet of the Sir Vagabond paper, which I will be using as my background on my card. Let me just put this into place so you can see what it looked like originally. And you have to forgive the nerves. This is my first time on the Stamperia Cafe. So that's the basic paper that we're going to use as the background on our tunnel card. And essentially, you also need 2 sheets of cardstock that measures 5.5 by 5.5. You also need 2 pieces of card that measures 3.5
Can you
by
hear
5.5.
Because I can't hear myself.
I can hear you.
I'm not sure what's happened.
Did something go off? Because it went off completely on my
Shamela,
iPad.
can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it's just me that can't hear myself, and I can't hear you, and I don't know why. Okay. Gabby, can you give Shamela full screen, and I will try and sort this out.
Okay, so am I still on? I'm not sure. Can someone just send me a message and show me that I'm still on? Because I'm flying blind. Okay, so I was at the point where I said we need 2 sheets of 2 pieces of card measuring 3.5 by 5.5. So that's the base of our card, and we're going to be adding this as part of the background. So while Belinda is getting herself organized there, I'm going to show you how I created my frame in my card. Now, at this point, you can also use a die cut machine. If you have a circle, an oval, any shape would work. But I thought there might be people who don't have a die cutting machine, so we will go old school on this one. All right, what I've done was I've measured 3/4 of an inch. I'm an inch girl, so if you work in centimeters, you can just Google and you'll find out what 3/4 of an inch is in centimeters. And I'm going to draw a line on all 4 sides of my card, like that. Okay, so we've now created a little frame on our front piece. So this 5.5 square is the back piece of your card, and that's your front. And what we need to do is to just cut out the frame. And like in all cooking shows, we have one prepared because I'm no good with a craft knife. I'm not as good as Tamar Perry is with a craft knife. So I've prepped one. Right. What we then need to do is we've got our sheet that is 3.5 by 5.5, and we need to score it. So I'm just going to show you how. I've prepped the one already, and we're going to score this at 1/2 inch intervals.
Gabby, I don't know if you can hear me.
So we can, Belinda, we can hear you.
Oh, yay.
So at 1/2 inch intervals. So we're going on, I'm doing it back to front because it's easier for me this way. And all the measurements will be on the PDF sheet that you'll get after the show. So we are scoring at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3 inches. Okay. If you have never scored or folded anything before, we always score towards the bubble side. And if you see the little bumps there, that's what I call the bubble side.
You mean fold?
Sorry, fold. Fold towards the bubble. So I'm just folding each line. And when that is done, we are going to create a valley and a hill. Now, when you were at school, I'm sure you all made little fans out of paper. And that's exactly what we need to do with the sheet. So I'm making my fan. And we burnish it really well. And there's my other one that I have already prepared.
Oh my word, you'd be a good cooking show host.
Listen, it was my first time. I had to make a good impression, right? Okay, now what we're going to do with this is, that's the base of your card. You are going to attach these as 2 wings on either side. And when you do this, just make sure that this flap faces inward, because we're going to cover that with designer paper, and that will then be hidden. Okay.
Okay, so you're going to stick that, and then Gabby can share the screen.
There we go. I'm using Stamperia Extra Forte Strong Glue.
My favorite glue.
Mine too. It's new in South Africa. We haven't had it for a very long time, but I'm sure people are going to love it.
So I'm going to cut my paper so long, and I've decided I want to save Ladybug. Oh, I've got an echo listening to myself, so I'm distracted by my own words. I want to save Lady Vagabond to cut her aunt later. And I'm going to cut her off at 6 inches. If you're looking at the paper, it's basically along the center black line.
I just got myself a paper cut.
Ouch, those are the worst.
Dangerous paper crafting is.
Such a satisfying noise.
I've got my 2 wings attached, and once that is done, you then need to add your first piece of background. Okay. I just want to show you, before I get cutting on my background, how I cut out this. There we go. So I literally fussy cut this entire sheet out because I wanted my card to have dimension, and it's the easiest way for me to get dimension.
Just hang on a sec. You are off screen.
Off screen.
You need to shift over.
Am I in screen in shot now?
That's perfect.
I can't see my other screen has gone off completely, so I'm flying blind at the moment.
You're doing awesome.
Thank you. Okay, so basically that is how I cut out my my sheet, because I wanted to get like a stepped effect on my card so that there's dimension there. I do have detailed pictures on the PDF form, so you should be able to see how I did it.
Oh my word, yes, your PDF has photographs and everything.
Yes, I tried my best. Okay.
Right, so I'm going to do the same as Shamela and score mine, but I've totally cheated And I have marked my scoring board with X's because this is a card that I do often. And I'm going to just score the last half an inch. I'm not going to say what they are because it's 8 and something inches. I have to work upside down. I know, being dyslexic, I should be able to read things backwards.
Oh, I have to.
And then I'm going to score at 3 inches, but I'm going to stop at the last fold.
Okay. In the meantime, I am taking off 2 inches off the top of my sheet, and I'm going to keep that for something else. And that's the piece
Waste
I'm
not,
going
want
to be
not.
using. No, of course, we need to save every little piece. And then we also need to take off a little piece on either side. And if I remember correctly, because my notes have gone missing, it's 1 7/8.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Or was it 2 7/8? I can't remember, but I'm going to eyeball now. Let's just go 1 1/4.
Eyeball's the best form of measurement.
Yeah. But when you have one sheet of paper, you have to be so careful.
Yes. One gets a bit precious.
I do. I am very precious with this. Okay, so there we go. That's going to fit inside there. And I always like to ink my edges. So I'm going to ink mine with brown ink.
While you're inking, I'm also going to ink. It just helps to see where the folds are on pattern paper. So I'm going to
So you can
grab
either use brown or you can use blue ink.
whatever people have to hand.
Yep. It's just so that you have some kind of definition at the edge of your page. There we go. This paper cut is quite painful.
Oh. Can you put some washi tape on it?
It's actually closing up already. It's fine. I'm not going to die.
We'll have Shamela a la red artwork. Right, now I can see my score lines and where I folded them. Now I'm going to trim.
So I am gluing my base designer paper into the center of my card, like that. And then, because this is going to be stepping, I don't want to see the white of the base card. So I'm going to shade it slightly with some blue ink. Just so that if you do get a peek through the layers, it will look like it's part of the scenery. Yeah.
People could also use paint or the Stamperia aqua colors if they don't have inks. It's basically just to color the background. Or what if people used blue paper to start with? That would also work.
They could possibly. I didn't even think of using blue paper. I was just thinking now when you were showing us how you stamped on different color cardstocks. I know that, but yet I forgot about it. You know, you kind of tend to forget about things. And
it's like we always stamp in black, and there are hundreds of other colors out there. Right, now my worst part, using double-sided tape. I'll be brave and do it in public.
Okay, so while that dries, I'm going to work on my frame. And I'm going to do the same at the top of the frame here. I'm going to ink it up with blue.
Now I'm just measuring enough tape. Putting the tape on the flap. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the tape and fold the card in half. Except I've just realized I want this on the inside. So I need to fold it the other way. And for this purpose, I'm just going to stick that back on.
Okay,
put another double-sided tape.
I'm going to also be using today the vintage map from Adonis's line. I think this is such an awesome stamp set. It is WTK8015.
It's a beautiful stamp.
It is lovely.
Right, now that I've fixed my mistake, close my card, because we want it to fit into a 6x6 envelope. And yes, all the dimensions are in the PDF file.
I'm going to stamp that down onto the frame. I love these stamps. That's so bendable. They're just so nice.
Oh, the mixed media stamps are amazing. Looking for something to hide that.
So if you see, I've stamped with exactly the same colors, so it's just like a barely there in the background. It just gives added interest to my frame.
That's the thing. The more layers you have on a project, the more interesting it is. I call it eye candy.
I love layers and textures on my products, on my projects.
So I'm using the same scoring to make the two little pieces that have to go inside my card so that I've got something to adhere them to.
So the next step I'm doing is I'm lining up my other cut piece, and that one is going to go on the second fold. So you've got all these little, I call them hinges. I have no idea what they're called, so I'll just call them hinges. And so this one is going to fit on that hinge there, and that one will fit on the first hinge as well. But we just need to adjust the size of this so that it fits in between. But we also need to make sure that we're lining up the image like that. So I can see that I need to take a tiny piece off from this one, which I will do. And what I've also done is to reinforce the cardstock so that it doesn't, it's not too bendy. I've actually attached it to a white sheet. Just need to make sure that the little piece of card you're sticking behind doesn't stick out. So you just trim it down to size.
Good tip. What is the glue that you used? Somebody's asking.
Oh, I've used the Stamperia extra strong glue. This glue is so awesome. It goes so far. You need to use so little to make it stick.
And it sticks within about 5 minutes.
Literally so fast. Yeah.
Even before that. So I've got my two little pieces that are going to go in here. And I'm also going to use the glue rather than double-sided tape.
I know.
Because me and double-sided tape fight.
I'm a glue girl. If I use double-sided tape, I reinforce with glue, so I have wiggle room.
I know, it's such a good idea. So you put your tape down and then put glue on top.
And then I put glue on top, just to help me. I actually did it last night in my class as well because, and it was a good thing I did because I did need some help afterwards.
To remove it and put it back again.
Put it back. I stuck skew the first time, so.
Okay, so I have put that in and I have maced a little bit of glue, but nothing that a piece of roller towel can't fix.
Okay. So when
And
you are
once
doing
you-
this part, you just need to make sure that, oh, sorry, Belinda.
No,
when you're
carry on.
doing this part, you just need to make sure that your pieces of card does not touch the hinge. Otherwise, what will happen is this is going to bow like this. So it needs to be like 1/8 or 2/8 of an inch away from the inside hinge, if that makes any sense. I hope it does.
Perfect sense. Clear as mud. Teasing you.
That's much.
So what I've done is I've put that piece in and then I've squished my card flat so that I know that it will fold and fit in the envelope. And I'm going to do the same thing with my second piece. And you can eyeball your own distance. So if you want 3 in here, you can add 3. You can have them closer to the front or further to the back. It's entirely up to the maker, as long as you squish it and do this again. And remove the excess glue.
Okay. So to give you an idea of where my margins are, if I open this up, you can see that there's a nice gap on this side and one on the other side. And now I feel comfortable enough to commit and glue.
Nothing like that commitment.
Just take the plunge.
Okay. I am now ready to decorate.
Whoops.
Putting my Lady Vagabond on one side for another day. Totally cheating and getting out my pre-cut stuff.
You only realize how valuable your body parts are when one doesn't work. My finger.
Fingers are so necessary for crafting. Okay, so now I'm going to stick my layers of my house together. Again, using extra strong glue.
And I've got my first layer stuck in there, and I'm going on to the next step with my next piece. And
it's looking so pretty.
There. Thank you. I always
How long did
that
it take you to come up with this idea?
Actually, you know, when I saw the paper, because I like to cut into things. I love to cut into even my you know, when you get a set of words in chipboard and that, I'll never use it exactly the way it is. I will always chop into it and make it look different. So when I saw this, I thought, well, that's nice. I can do that with that. So yeah, that's where that idea came from. And then the rest, I think, as they say, is history. So just figuring out how to attach it was the other thing. So
the engineering.
Yeah, but you know, because I do albums, you kind of have those ideas if you do waterfalls and those kinds of things. So it kind of works then. It's like one craft just transcends into another.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to be using some Allegro paint on the chipboards that I've taken out. So I will paint those. I might want a slightly lighter color. I think, and this wasn't on the list. I'm making this up as I go along now. As a crafter does.
Well, I have to admit the same thing. I've added extra elements to my card now that's not on the list. So, but the video will be there for everyone to see.
I'm sure people will manage. We've given them the basic list. So I'm mixing these two colors. KAL 24 and KAL 42. Funny that those are reversed.
Oh, you would notice that. Okay, so I've got my 3 layers down. And what is not in the tutorial is something that occurred to me after the fact, is that I could add some bling because I really like my bling. And
who doesn't like bling?
I love my bling. The easiest way for me was to use glamour gel. This stuff is just awesome. I use the word awesome a lot when I talk about Stamperia products, and I think people are so tired of hearing me say that. But this is awesome. If you want quick bling, oh my gosh. Subtle bling, beautiful bling.
And it has good coverage.
It does. Okay, so what I did with my Glamour Gel Sparkling White, and it is the K3P59B. I just took a really old brush and I dabbed it into it. And I'm taking most of it off because we don't want a big mess. Am I in shot here? Let me check.
You are perfect.
I've squeezed myself into the tiniest space here.
As every crafter does.
And I'm just adding some beautiful shimmer to my clouds.
And I'm going to clean my desk now that I have got nice multicolored cards. Chipboards.
And then for the trees, I thought I could add some green, but I'm going to mix the green with just a tiny bit of white because I don't want it to be too green. But I still want you to be able to see that there are trees in the background.
But it's a fantastical world, so they are shiny trees.
Shiny trees. In Shamela's world, everything is shiny.
Perfect. Now I have a shiny, clean desk. And while those dry, I'm going to carry on constructing.
And look at the shimmer. Isn't that just gorgeous? I love it.
Oh, wow. You've got full screen again. Bring it up close. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Shift it from side to side. Move it to your left.
Can you
Other
see?
left. No,
Other
you're
left.
off camera.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Sorry, I can't see what I'm doing.
I know, and working with StreamYard, everything is background. It's like being in a mirror.
Okay. The next step is to attach your frame. So what I found with my first one was that because there's nothing holding the top piece and the bottom piece, it's kind of buckled in slightly. So I have now decided I'm going to put a strip of card. And as luck would have it, I used that strip already. So let me just trim another piece.
Okay, so I have all my
So it's
pieces
about
ready
3/4 inch. I'm going to just trim a shorter piece.
And now we're going to start constructing. Now, when you put your card in the envelope, you don't want anything sticking out because otherwise it won't fit your envelope. Okay, so I want my lady's airship sticking out the top of my card like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a second airship and I'm going to mark its place for the person who's getting this card. So it's going to be a bit of a DIY card. So I'm going to mark it like this. And then I will put some double-sided tape on so that the person can self-construct this last part. So this card will have to come with instructions. And that's why we only scored down the bottom 3 so that these could fold and then this could go over here. So I'm going to supply the receiver with a piece of double-sided tape already stuck on so that they can peel it off and stick before I glue that in place. What are you up to, Shamela?
I'm just adding some extra. Am I on screen?
Yes, you
Just
are.
some extra shimmer to my buildings before I stick my frame down. I thought I'll keep myself busy while you had full screen. Okay, and I have attached an additional piece of card, top and bottom of the frame, just to reinforce it slightly so that when it will still fold flat into an envelope, but when it's raised, that's not going to bow anymore. So that's not in your instructions. That's something I learned along the way. Oh, and now when you're adding your glue, we're only adding glue to the 2 sides, not right around, because then your card will stick together.
And it won't be a tunnel.
And it won't be a tunnel, no.
How do we know this? It's called the School of Hard Knocks. Yeah. We learn the hard way. Now I'm going to prepare more of my stamped items. So I've already, like the cooking show, done some inking, and I'm using a light blue ink. People could use the liquid acrylics by Stamperia, the aqua color, because they are translucent. But if you have ink, I'm using a light blue and a brown. So that is how I achieved that look.
Cute. Okay, so for the bottom section, I'm going to, am I in shot there, Belinda?
Yes, you are. You're doing fine.
Okay. So for the bottom section, I'm going to add that piece there. So it looks like the houses continue. And like we trimmed all the other pieces down, we need to trim this one down. And I can see that we need to trim a piece off there and one on this side. And I'm just going to eyeball it and cut it with the scissors. Maybe this one I'll do with a trimmer because it's a long piece. If it's skew, it will just bother me. Okay.
So while you are cutting and measuring, the one thing that is so important, as I mentioned, I didn't want the airship sticking out here. You can start building on these struts across, and yes, they can stick out, but you've got to decide which way you are going to squish your box. Okay, so I'm going to have Lady Vagabond sitting over here, and it means that her box can stick out the side, because when I squish it, you'll see that she disappears that way into the box. So I'm going to start with her.
So I'm just inking the edges of my card. I'm going to raise this piece slightly with foam tape or 3-dimensional tape. I'm not sure what it's called elsewhere. We call it foam tape, just so that it's got a bit of dimension there.
Oh, thanks, Lynn. Lynn Cupido is saying it's looking lovely, ladies.
Oh, thank you, Lynn. I was telling all the girls in Cape Town, I need your support today.
They're here in huge numbers. Shireen Mudley.
Oh, thank you all.
And Karen Phillips is saying that the Lady Vagabond meant so much to her. When she saw Cape Town and London on the suitcases, she was like, wow, she's lived in London. Tempted her to buy most of the range. I've only visited London. I'm going to use the clocks on each side just to balance it. Adding glue, my favorite glue. One shouldn't have favorites.
So I think we all have favorites. So I have
it's like picking your favorite child.
And I've prepped, like Belinda and her cooking show idea, I've prepped the lady and the supervisor, and I've attached them. So I'm just going to add her on the side like that, because this is Lady Vagabond's paper. Let me see, am I in shot there?
Yes, you are perfect.
Okay, so I've got foam tape on Lady Vagabond, and I've applied 3-dimensional tape to the supervisor as well, just so you can see. So he's standing slightly away from her, and I'm going to put her down. And what I did with the dress, if this does not fit in a standard envelope, you can actually trim the dress down slightly. But I like it. I'm not going to. I'll probably make an envelope for this one. And then I have the airship that comes with the die cut pack, and I'm not sure what the code is right now. I just wanted to have the airship in the background, so I'm going to attach my airship around there. So we've got something flying, Lady Vagabond's airship's flying. And I'm also going to use just a piece of dimensional tape to hold it into place.
Okay, so the people will notice that I am gluing in the extra bits with my card folded flat so that I can see that it doesn't come outside the paper edge. What else have I got in my cooking show kit? I've got the supervisor. And I colored his hat to match the suitcase. And where am I going to put the supervisor? I think I'm going to put him in front.
I'm sure I had more stuff here to add to this card. Oh, here it is. Okay, that's also from the die cuts. And I love this quote, let the future arrive one day at a time. So I'm thinking of putting that there. And because this is a traveling lady, she's voyaging to the new frontier.
I do love that quote too, because sometimes we do wish our lives away.
We do. My mother always says never to wish a day away. We
Wise
must
lady.
enjoy every day.
So I'm going to put glue on the supervisor's toes. And again, close the card. And he is going to stand on top of Escape the Ordinary.
And what I'm going to do to finish some of my details on my card is I'm going to use the extra gloss finish. This has got to be one of my favorite things because I love to add little texture and raised effects on my cards. So with this, you can do just that. I'm going
It's
to add
amazing
some
stuff. It also works as a glue.
It does. I've used it as a glue already. And it is self-leveling, which is awesome. You'll see there.
If your desk is level.
If it is okay, if your desk is level.
Ask me how I learned that.
And then I thought I would add to the supervisor's goggles. I'll add some. So that will dry. And then I also thought of adding some glamour sparkles.
Yes,
And
go for it.
I love the stuff. It's so lovely. So I've got K3GGS01 and K3GGS17, which is the clear one and the turquoise one. And where's my little... I'm going to use the extra gloss as a glue actually to make my water sparkle with some of those sparkles. Oops.
And I'm building some height in my card using the chipboards. I'm just holding it for a few seconds while the extra strong glue grabs. The story about fluid glass. Well, if your table is skew and you put a large amount of it on a surface, it will settle level and flow off your table. So yes. Okay, I'm going to have the wings to fly over here. And add the trunk wear. I think I'll put it behind her.
And these glitter chunks are so nice and big. You know, you can still recover it if it falls.
It's the only glitter I like using because it's not static. So it doesn't stick to everything.
I've got some in my little tray here, so I'll use that.
Oh, thanks, Cheryl. Cheryl is saying, love how you both demonstrate.
Oh, thank you.
And somebody else is saying, Love both creations.
Thank you. You have no idea. You have no idea the nerves I had today. Not because I'm going to be live,
so well.
but because I was worried about the project. I didn't know if it was going to be nice.
Of course, it's gorgeous. And I've broken my own rule, I see, by having Lady Vagabond's hat sticking out the top. So we have to do some re-engineering. Oh, and extra strong glue is just that. It doesn't want to let go.
Okay, I am just going to add some of the, kind of use the glamour gel as a paint. I'm mixing it with a little bit of water on my craft mat. And I'm going to just add some shimmer to her, what do you call this thing? The blouse, neck.
Her blouse, her neck piece. It's not a necklace, but it is a lacy neck piece.
Lacy neck, it's a lovely lacy neck piece.
Destroy card here while I try and take it apart. Okay. Follow my own rules and make sure she fits in the box.
And I'm just adding some of this to the supervisor too. Told you I love this stuff. We sell out every time we bring this in, eh? The white glamour gel just sells like crazy.
There we go. Now her head fits. Right. And while I was doing that, I broke everything else. So we just have to re-glue. I was a bit heavy-handed. So you see, people, accidents happen to the best of us.
Yep. Never a truer word has been spoken. Oh, I see elsewhere where I can put some on.
Oh. I apparently need to be an octopus. Like Antoni's character from SeaWorld. Alessandra is asking why I don't want anything sticking out of the box. Because it's got to fit into the envelope. So while that is drying, I will grab an envelope to show you. I didn't think to have
and what I'm trying to do is just to create extra texture on Lady Vagabond's dress with the glamour gel. But I'm not adding too much so that you take away.
Okay, come towards yourself a bit.
On the paper. Oops,
there we go.
Am I? There we go. Are we seeing it? Okay.
Yep.
So I'm not adding too much to take away from the paper design, but just to enhance it. That's the word. I'm just thinking how nicely we planned that I could watch on my iPad and see what I'm doing, and it just failed miserably.
Oh, the plans of mice and men. I'm having to reconstruct the one suitcase because I moved it after I glued everything and it doesn't want to go flat. And this gear is determined to misbehave. I'll hold you. Yes, Christine.
Okay,
Christiana is saying congratulations to the winners of the 5 pizza boxes.
Oh,
The most coveted
congratulations.
prize on the internet.
That's such an awesome gift to get. Oh, I just touched my gel here.
Running repairs.
Yep.
Okay, now I'm stuck to my box. There we go. And I've just got the wings to fly to add.
So if I had
then I
another
think we're
sheet of
done.
this paper, if I had another sheet of this paper, I would have added dimension to that one as well, to just cut that house up a bit more. But you can actually do it if you have the patience to cut all these little pieces out like that and then just re-glue them with dimensional tape. But I think my card is done.
It looks amazing.
Thank you. And that's the side with a little bit of Shamela's
Come towards you.
from the paper cut. That's why I knew I cut my finger. I saw the color of the board change. And there we go. And that's the top. I'm hoping you can see the top.
Yes, perfect.
And that's the front.
Come down towards yourself.
Come down towards
There we go,
myself.
perfect. Up slightly.
Up.
Perfect. Well done, my friend.
I will leave it there for you to admire.
Okay, so here is my box, flat as it will go in the envelope. Here's my envelope. And you can also fold it up like that, so that when the person receives it, it comes in the envelope like that. But what I'm going to do is add a little note on the back of this to say, please glue. It's a bit of a DIY card. To please glue there. So I'm just going to use some putty for now. You know that poster putty on there. And slide that in so that you can see what it looks like. And there we have the box card. So it can fold flat. But of course, oops, let's put the wing in first. That's why you can't have anything sticking out, because it won't fit in the envelope. I guess you could make your own envelope, but the idea is that you can do this to fit standard envelopes. And that's us done. And I'm upside down. There we go. I hope you enjoyed that, everybody. The PDFs are available already. So if you want measurements, and of course, as with everything, we have altered things slightly, but the basic information is there for you all. So I hope you enjoyed that. And we look forward to seeing you all online and sharing your creations.
Your creations, yes.
Don't forget, there is Stampers Worldwide, where you can share with everybody. We love to see what you've created. And don't forget to share these videos, because that will put you in line to win a pizza box.
Yes, a pizza box. So don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes, Giovanni will be announcing the weekly winner on Monday on the cafe. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Bye for now.
See you soon. Bye.